help us, Lord, as we do your will. We found, Lord, that it's easy to hurt others with our words and actions. And teach us, Father, to pause and to think before we speak or act. Fill us with kindness and care. May others see less of me than the Lord Jesus. Let's all these things in thy name.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. All right. Roll call.
Morrow.
Here.
Cole. Here. Crable.
Here.
Heffley.
Here.
Henry.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Kelly.
Here. Everyone's here tonight. Need approval of the minutes for September 2nd, 2014. Tomorrow.
Motion to approve minutes.
Motion is any approval in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion has been carried. Approved. Election appointments, none. Special orders and committees, none. Unfinished business, none. Petitions and communications.
To the City Council from John Geller, for the utility accounts listed below. The utility accounts reviews of 90 days in accordance with Chapter 925.08 of Ordinance 37/2006. This information is submitted to council and will be forwarded to the auditor of the county.
Mr. Morrow.
Make a motion to forward the delinquent utilities accounts to the auditor's office.
Second. Have a motion second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Mr. President.
Mr. Morrow.
Motion to receive and file communications.
Second. A motion second. Receive and file. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. That brings us to the visitor section. Any visitor who'd like to speak, approach the podium, state your name and address, and tell us your concerns. No visitors coming forward. We'll move to committee reports. Finance and budget, Mr. Craig.
President, Finance met this evening. We have one legislative request for appropriate $7,295 within the capital improvement fund to install an ice and snow rail system for the school filter building. Under other items, Roger Alexander announced that the impound lot auction scheduled for October 25th at 10 a.m. at Jay's Towing. Heath, anything else?
Nothing to add, sir.
Keep going.
Nothing, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Public services, Mr. Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next meeting of the Public Service Committee will be next Monday, September 22nd, 5:30 here at City Council or City Hall. Mr. Geller, John, anything?
I would like to add one thing that at our next public service meeting, we'll have a presentation from a company called Center, which does meter reading, that delivers all the meter readings to a central location. So anyone interested in that, I'm sure like them to show up and watch it or listen to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Public safety, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public safety met Monday, September the 8th at 5:30 p.m. We began with the police. Under August statistics, calls for service 1,288, offense reports 135, arrests 40, accidents 23, and citations 80. Overtime usage for the month of August was $13,470, with year-to-date total of $100,948. She mentioned that we may have to ask for a little more money for that one-time fund. Under alarms, there are a total of 46, 35 of them being commercial, 11 residential. Chief also reported that there was 10 traffic accidents for the Mopar weekend, but he did want to make the point that this high number may have been reflective of the higher amount of traffic in the city that weekend. None of them were actually from the Super Cruise. Under communications, 2 base radios are in for repair. One has been in for repair. One of them has been repaired. Console number 2 is still in repair. A large video monitor for the surveillance cameras needs replaced at a cost of about $600. The new March radios have been ordered for the communications center they still have not arrived. And then the line item for communications may not be enough to make it through the year due to all the repairs that they had to do this year on all those radios. Chief also reported that Zach Markley, current Granville officer, has been hired, and his start date is going to be determined pending his physical. He brings about 7 to 8 years experience with him. Under other, Ronnie Kidd had asked the chief about his thought of body cameras for his officers, and she stated he'd love to have them, would have to consider the expense and the city could even afford them. Chief did mention that we do have cameras on the cruisers, which is more than some of the other surrounding communities we would have. With that, we adjourned to 5:39 and moved on to fire. Under August statistics for fire, there was a total of 37 fire runs, 169 EMS runs, and 97 transports. Under Michael Bates, there were 42 given and 35 received. There were no legislative requests. Under monthly expense report, August 2014 wages were $64,292.83, with an overtime amount of $26,687.73. Under equipment, Tower 10 is in need of some outrigger sensors to be replaced. At that time, they were still doing hose testing, and they only had one bad section of hose so far. And then Chief had ordered 5 sets of turnout gear at a cost of around $1,900 per set. Under training, Chief reported that Genesis Health would be providing continuing education training to the firefighters at no charge. Under old business, Chief reported Firehouse Software is working well, and that he also filed with the Board of Elections, and now has a committee and treasurer for the fire levy campaign. Under new business, the Chief mentioned that he was going to be replacing several mattresses in Station 1 and a couple of them at Station 2. And that he would be selling Station number 1 parking lot this year and potentially doing Station number 2 parking lot next year. Under other, Tim Kelly had asked if we had rectified the drainage problem at Station number 2, specifically the one that is adjacent to Doug Hall's property. Chief had mentioned that it has not been rectified yet, but he is working with the street department and Dave Hall, and they're going to be taking care of that soon. Chief is also pursuing the power cot and power stair chairs, and he's going to follow up with council with some more information at our next meeting. He also noted that he'll be meeting with the civil service to explain to them that we're going to be members of a program offered by CTEC. And what this program does is provides us a larger pool of firefighters to pull from for testing. Currently, there's a list of 88. So I know Nick and Deb Cole questions how other tests will be conducted. Chief said he'd follow up with some answers. Chief, do you have anything to add? Chief,
I just mentioned to the mayor that before I left the station to come here, the third medic was put back in service. So that's a good thing, but we'll keep Hebron's medic till tomorrow morning. We've had problems with 2 out of our 3 EMS units over the last week. So other than that, everything's pretty good. Thank you.
Chief. Chief Mason.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you. That's all we have.
All right, thank you. Streets and drainage, Mr. Heffernan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Streets and drainage met this evening at 5:30, and Bob Geller, Superintendent, gave his report. First, he reported on the streets that we hope to pave in 2015. The list is not complete. We'll be doing all of Licking View Drive, Franklin Avenue from Hazel to Irvingwood Drive East, Green Valley Drive with not only the paving but the curbs will be done in there, and possible might have to be some repair work done. Also be doing Beaver Run Road, Scioto Drive, Fox Run, maybe the whole subdivision. We want to check into that. Also Woodland Drive and Woodland Court at Southgate. We should have about $500,000 to do this with Father's Wood, and money comes from that license tax. Second on the agenda, painting of the white and yellow lines. Bob said we're going to say it's the white lines we're holding off to do on the yellow because the paint, they changed paint and it's taking longer to dry. And so he's holding off on painting the yellow
I guess you had Bob some overspray that got on the cars or something.
We just want to make sure that we don't get that.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Third on the agenda, the maintenance on trucks and getting ready for winter, and the new dump truck is not in yet. So, we'll be still using the one that we've got, until that new one comes in. Fourth item on the agenda, Dave Pennington is retiring on September the 30th. There'll be a potluck here at City Hall at 11:30 a.m. to celebrate his retirement. Under other items, irrigation system that we paid or voted on will start in October, and we will take the backflow preventers out, right, Bob?
Yes.
Okay. Cletus brought up that the lady in Southgate said that there are weeds growing on the curbs and in the cracks along the side of the street. We're doing the best we can, but a lot of times people take care of this problem themselves. We just don't have the manpower to do that. The light pole at the corner of Parkview and 79 has been moved, and the old pole is still there to prevent the trucks from coming up on that curb and causing more damage. With nothing else to report, so we adjourned at 5:55 p.m. Anything else, Bob?
Nothing, thanks. Thanks, Mr. President.
Thank you. Community Development Zoning, Mr. Henry.
Our next meeting will be October the 6th at 5:30 p.m. Don, do you have anything?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Parks, Recreation, and David Shea. Mrs. Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks, Recreation, and David Shea this evening at 5:55. First item on the agenda was regarding the ash trees. They've noticed that there's some ash trees in Yellow Park that are dying, and these are the items that the city will have to address that was taken out. Second item, the banners on Route 79 are now up. They have been for a few weeks, and they will be putting banners up for the 50th anniversary next year. Third item, the pool roof ice snow rail system. They had a legislative request for repairs there. The current roof is metal and had no original ice snow rail system, and that's not causing problems. They have added ice snow rails, but they have not held up, so we will have it fixed before winter at a cost of $7,295. Fourth item, repairs along the bike trails. Part of the path is caving in an area under 79, in the tunnel under Route 79, and there also are some trestle boards that we've replaced, and we're working on getting those repairs done. Fifth item was the Davis Shea House Friendship Club events update. The mayor made contact with the Arts Council and the Friendship Club about coordinating events at the Shea House at the request of the council for that last meeting. Shea House has a private event on the date plan for the Halloween event, and they're also looking at doing some different things for the holiday. And the Friendship Club has no interest in being involved in events at the Shea House. Number 6, other items. River Oaks residents have been complaining about four-wheelers in the Warrior Reserve, and there's been some damage to residents' yards. The situation has been investigated, and they're in the process of posting signs, no motor vehicles allowed. We adjourned at 6:45. 6:44. Jody Adolph.
Nothing, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Planning Commission, Mr. Cribble.
President, Planning Commission will meet Thursday, September 25th at 7 p.m. Mr. Groff, anything to add?
No, thank you.
Mayor John?
Nothing.
Thank you.
Introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 74, 2014.
An ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $10,000 within the general fund to service materials and supplies to finance the city's annual armed forces day parade.
Ordinance 74, 2014, be held to a second reading. Ordinance 75, 2014.
An ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $7,500 within the general fund to service materials and supplies to finance the city's 50th anniversary event.
Ordinance 75, 2014, be held to a second reading. Ordinance 76, 2014.
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 53, 2014, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Mr. Kramer.
motion to suspend the rules on ordinance 76, 2014.
A motion is second. Roll call.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole. Yes. Crable.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes. Rules have been suspended.
President,
Mr. Kramer.
move to adopt ordinance 76, 2014.
A motion and a second to adopt ordinance 76, 2014. Any comments or discussion?
Mr. President.
Mr. Mayor.
Point of information, ordinance 53, 2014 was an ordinance recently passed that modified some civil service rules that the city has in effect. In that process, there were some steps that were not taken, and by repealing this ordinance, this will allow us to take corrective action on those at a later date. So appreciate council suspending the rules and would encourage council's approval of this.
Thank you. Any other comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Crable.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Henry. Johnson.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes. Ordinance 76, 2014 has been adopted. All right, ordinances on second reading. Ordinance 71, 2014.
An ordinance to amend section 913.03 of the codified ordinances of the city of Heath, Ohio relating to notice to remove noxious weeds or weeds of rank growth.
Mr. President,
Mr. Heffley.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance 71, 2014.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt. Any comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole. Yes. Crable.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes. Ordinance 71, 2014 has been adopted. There are no resolutions on first reading and none on resolutions on second reading. Brings us to reports of city officials. Mayor Johnson.
Mr. President, welcome to visitors here today. Couple things, perhaps as an update to Brian's report from last week's safety committee meeting. Council may or may not have noticed, but the Civil Service Commission was meeting back in the conference room and discussing the matter of the consortium for firefighter testing for future employees. And the information that I've received from the result of that meeting, it looks like things are in good shape for us being able to utilize that. CTEC had reported that they actually had about double the number of people indicate that they would like to have their testing information shared with the city of Heath for consideration as a future employee. About double the number that we had the last time that we did this process ourselves. When you consider the overtime and effort that it takes to conduct the physical fitness test on our own, not only I think we're going to save a little bit of money, but I think the potential for a larger pool of candidates for future positions, the potential for that certainly is good. So thanks to the Civil Service Commission for being on board with that concept and helping us move forward with it. I think Chief Huggins is excited about the possibility on the fire side, and I know that Chief Mason has talked to me recently about a similar type of situation with law enforcement testing. So that might be an avenue that we can pursue there as well. So I just want to provide a little update from your committee report. And also, I want to commend Chief Huggins. Perhaps you know, on Wednesdays, over the past recent Wednesdays, he has provided training to our in-office staff, CPR training and training on how to use the AED machines. And it's great that we were able to accommodate a few employees at a time
conducting that training, and appreciate Chief Huggins taking the time to do that. So Chief, thanks.
You're welcome.
And that's all I've got, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Auditor Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too would like to thank Chief Huggins for putting me through that.
Wasn't too bad, was it?
It wasn't too bad, actually. You're an excellent instructor as well. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. Library reports.
Thank you, no report.
Mr. Green, we'll start with you.
Welcome everyone this evening.
Mr. Henry. Mr. Poole.
Okay, Mr. President, I'm just thinking of.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Morrow. Mr. Everett.
Welcome, Nick, Chief Act.
That's it. All right. Then anything tonight? Start down below with the guy that's going to have a birthday on October the 3rd, Mr. John Geller.
Nothing to add.
Okay. Tim Geller. Bob Geller.
Nothing, thanks.
John Brown.
Nothing.
Chief Mason.
Yes, sir.
Chief Evans.
Nothing, thank you.
I just have one thing to say, that 30 years ago, Debbie was, I don't know, crazy out of mind when she said yes to dog or whatever. But, so tonight's my 30th wedding anniversary. And if you read what Paige put in the papers, The Advocate, Debbie and I are supposed to look longingly into each other's eyes for 5 minutes and then watch a marathon of Prison Break. So, I guess that's what I have to look forward to. 5 minutes in there.
Congratulations.
So that's all I have. New business? None. New bid? None. Miscellaneous? None. Adjournment? For adjournment. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Gosh. Oh, shoot.